All right, I'm not sure whether I'm live or not, but yeah, today's live is a little bit late, but yeah, we're still here. So let's talk about. Let's talk a little bit about the stuff that I'm thinking of. So, I mean, later I'm thinking of like what is the role of like computer science, right? I mean, not technically computer science, like computer programming or computer in general. So why is it good? Why is it very useful? And what kind of futures that computer science or like information technology will lead us, right? I think basically like computer computer is a tool, right? You want to use tool to do something. I mean, Steve Jobs said that a computer is like a bike that you can ride it and it can accelerate, right? Or it's more like a sports car for your mind if you have like a really, really fast computer. And I think in the end, computer is all about information, how you organize information, how you get information, and what kind of information you can use in order to do something, right? I mean, if we want to do something, do anything, we need information. If we want to go to restaurants, we need to find out, okay, what kind of restaurant do we want to go, and yeah, so in that kind of directions. And also I think it is really important like to understand what kind of information that you can hold in your mind. I mean, sometimes it's like you can hold different threads of thought, but sometimes your mind are just too overwhelming with all the ideas and it kind of lost. So you really need something to like document all your ideas. I mean, computer science is basically information science. Not technically information science. I think information technology is really nice. So that's basically it. Everything else that we do, we need information, and computer is a tool to help us to manage informations. That's why computers are really, really important. And I think in order to use computer effectively, not only we need to learn how to use software, right? I mean, right now I'm streaming. This is a software that someone developed in order to do this. But we also need to design our own software. Like we should be able to create tools on this platform that we really like to use. I mean, sometimes I think about the tools, right? What kind of tools do I want, like in my work or like in somewhere else? You can imagine, right? If you want to make a coffee, what kind of coffee machine do you like? Is it automatic or you prefer like to manually? And how does that even work, right? So we want to considering about tools all the time. And also not only about the tools, and also about what kind of information, like information. For example, like in the company, right? If you consider that one company as an entity, so it has like certain people. It has CEOs, it has CFOs, and other stuff like middle level management and also like lower level stuff. Yeah, these are people that they are basically like some processors in a computer that they are processing information, right? What kind of information do we need to process? If your company is to provide service, you need to know like what kind of service are you going to provide this information, what your customer is, what do they like, and what kind of service do they prefer, and how does your company do and trying to fulfill their desire. So those are all kinds of informations, and they combine together. And sometimes the more information you have, the better understanding that you will have. But in here, that information also have a downside. You may have false information. Someone may feed you like false information, or there may be some mistakes in the process of gathering the information. Maybe some inconsistency or incorrectness happening. Then all these things that we really need to consider. I mean, that's why I think information technology or computer science could be very, very important in the future, because I think in the future everything will be like online, like everything will be digitized. So digitized basically means that we transfer everything, we transfer all the analog things into the digital things, basically zero and ones, a string of zero and ones. So be able to manipulate those zero and ones could be really, really helpful for us. And I think in the future we will have a digital body, right? We will have AIs. We'll have AIs that can like maybe like study with us, chat with us, and help us working, and it can maybe like when we have meetings, the AI system can help like taking notes and summarize those notes, and may give us like some hint about what other directions we need to go, what kind of information we could be missing at the current moment that could be useful in order for us to make the decisions. I think those kind of things are really, really important. Yeah, that's what I want to talk about, the information technology side. And I think another thing that I want to talk about is that sometimes when I kind of watch YouTube videos or some other stuff, I don't know about you, but I feel like a sense of bored. It's like, okay, they're creating contents, they're creating good contents, but do I actually want to consume their contents like every single day? Or I want to like creating something on my own. It's like, I think there is a saying, I don't know where it's come from, but it's like this. You want to write the books that you want to read. And yeah, so it's like that. If you want something in life that you cannot find it, then you have to create it. I think this is a very important like thinking, to have a drive to create something important, or it may not be important for other people, but it should be important for yourself. I mean, that kind of joy is really great, and it can really support you to go through hardship and like really keep your mind sharp. And it can also give you a purpose about, okay, so I'm going to do this right now. I want to create this thing. And I think it could be really nice. And I mean, if you kind of create things for yourself, it's great, but I think it would be really better if you can find a bunch of friends that you can create this thing with them together. You are all like excited about the idea behind it. What can you do? And what if you succeed? What kind of huge impact you can change in the world? I think those kind of things are really, really great, but sometimes we cannot really hope that. We need to work towards that. Yeah, sparkling water, it's really nice. All right, I think, yeah, enough talking, and I'm going to do some work. Yeah. Okay, maybe also another thing. So if you want to actually learn programming, I don't think the programming language is actually matters. I think what is important is to start thinking in a programming way, which means that everything that you saying that you do, you really need to think like really really deeply about why am I doing this, what kind of steps do I need to take, and whether each step is very very exact. I mean, when you're doing programming, you're actually teaching a computer how to do stuff. And I mean, the computer is a really good employee. It will do everything that you ask it to do. But the problem is, can you explain it correctly in a very logical way and very efficiently? I think this is so important. I mean, this is like what programming can actually teach you is about how to speak like more exactly. But I mean, I think with ChatGPT, sometimes you don't need to do that. You just talk and ChatGPT will like understand you. But I think that is the sensation from like a large language model. But I think programming deep down into the heart, it's all about logic and mathematics. It's just actually like process information, and it process information in a way that is binary. So it convert everything from, so for example, analog. So analog can be continuous, right? But digital cannot. It can only have zero and ones. You can have like one bit of information. You can't have like 0.5 bit or pi bit of information. You can only have like 1 bit, 2 bit, or like 3 bytes kind of information, right? So it's discrete. And that's, I think, this beauty of the computer science. It's exact, and you need to communicate through in a very exact way. Yeah, that's basically what I want to share right now, and get back to work. X equals 1. What is the charging rate? What is the charging rate? 50. is our eyes. Rumble hatred, I think. Rumble hatred. Okay, I think I just finished the work today. Today I only study about like 1 hour, which is not good, but I'm still quite sleepy. I think I'm going to sleep. Tomorrow is the Independence Day, so happy Independence Day. So tomorrow is the holiday, and yeah, I wish you all have a very good time. So maybe I will start early tomorrow streaming. I don't know, but yeah, let's see. I mean, I think like doing a scientific project, I think it's kind of really important to organize all the information when you do like scientific project. Like first, when you get on a project, right, the first thing that you need to do is to really think about, okay, what are my goals in here? What kind of data do I want to gather, and what kind of scientific question do I want to investigate? And a very good way to do this is to look at previous published work. What kind of things that they have studied, what kind of difficulties that they have met, and how we can use our data to like help solving or help clarify some like inconsistency or uncertainties in the previous work. I think this is how like reading previous literature can really help. And once we have that, we need to build like a knowledge base. I mean, for different projects, right, you have a different system, and that particular system have a different structure, different properties, and people want to use that system to like in different applications. And sometimes the difficulty can happen when you try to synthesize that material. Some material may not be stable, right? You need to understand the thermodynamics of that, the stability of that. And then also so once you have understand the stability side, you also need to understand like the property side. For example, if you want to study like the battery material, and you need to understand its energy density, capacity, or the voltage curve, right? And for those things, you need the methodology, and you really need to like understand what those methodologies are, and what kind of considerations that you need to adapt in order to use those methods correctly. I think this like knowledge base is very important when you're first doing a project. And I think if you kind of approach different projects in this way, and from time to time, if you have like more projects, you will figure out that maybe some fundamental knowledge has overlap. For example, if you want to study stability, maybe in one project you want to study the stability of one type of material, and going to another project you will study another different stability of that material. So you can actually transfer the knowledge from this project to that project. And once you have finished like more and more projects, and your knowledge base will start to converge, you will start to develop like your own strengths, your own expertise in those kind of methods. And I think this is a really interesting and healthy way to deal with the scientific research. And I think this could be very helpful. All right, that's just my 2 cents on like how to do research. I mean, I'm still learning, I'm still adapting, and yeah, I'm still getting better like every single day, and I want to do that. Alright, so I think it's the time for me to go to sleep, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.